Don't worry, I'm not going to be rewriting a poorly sent email. There's plenty of people doing that already and do a great job of it. So what did want to talk about is you've had the call and then what happens. So one thing that I think people need to really capitalize on is they need to look at utilizing a dynamic sales room. I think we need to move away from, I mean, if we're talking about things like deliverability, sending emails with lots of links and attachments. And there have been times for myself, for my clients, where we've done follow up and they said, sorry, haven't received anything. So there's a deliverability issue. But then when you think about the fact that you are able to send something that looks a lot better in one page, that's easy to build, I highly recommend a Trumpet. I've used Trumpet for a couple of years now. I've used them across different businesses, different industries, and it works really, really well. And some of their latest updates, which is what I wanted to highlight here, is you can just see, like, you can get scores. They've now introduced sort of AI scores. So based on how many times people are opening and doing things, you can see the information that comes up on the screen here. You'll actually get to see signals that come up. So if people have listen to voice notes, if they have forwarded, if they have clicked a link, you see all this sort of information. And when you've got this, it just makes it a lot easier to see where you need to be prioritizing. If someone hasn't opened it, it might be a deliverability, so you can chase them up. And as people are engaging more and more, you can give them a call, you can email them, you can contact them. And it really is just a brilliant way to present your information, especially in a time where especially if you're in quite a niche space, your competitors are not going through this much effort. So imagine if they're speaking to 3 or 4 or 5 vendors and you just put together this amazing looking digital sales room. Yes, there's a bit of effort up front when you do the work, but once you've done it, you just literally add new information in. So when I do, I use the voice notes. Because I use Fathom for my AI. I then put it into GPT, or I can build a workflow using Zapier or something, or Make to automate the summary and challenge. And then we put all of that into a single room that's super personalized. That has all the brochures, interactive brochures. You can put your proposal in there if you want, and people are just going to be wowed. I don't have to keep going back and forth. It's one place. And also, what I love inside of Trumpet is you have the ability to have conversations on the right hand side as well. So when you've got those sort of, if people have questions, you can just put them in, you get tagged, they get tagged, you're not getting lost back and forth with lots of emails. It's all in one place. It just works really, really, really well. I do want to show you a little bit on the insights as well, which I think is the most powerful thing. So let me just pause it and come back to it. So first of all, once you go into insights, the fact that you can actually see the level of engagement, who they are, if it's multiple people, what job roles, all of that sort of is taken into consideration, and you can go over the last 7 days, why it's gone up. You can see what they've done. All this type of information, I think, is really, really, really powerful. So that's one aspect of it. But I also really do love this particular place where you've now able to see, based on all the different things that you've done, where they've spent time, how long they've spent, how many views they've had. So for example, if you see that they keep going back into, client logo, see they've spent like 2 minutes because they're wanting to see, okay, maybe they're looking at it and maybe they're doing a Google search to check actually have they gone in and seen it. So do you know what I mean? Like that level of information, you can see we've embedded a YouTube video into this particular page. So all that sort of insights can show that they are actually engaging. Do you get that with an email? Do you get that with, hey, here's a link to a video, here's the proposal PDF? Do you see anything? No, I can see on the pricing, they spent 3 minutes looking at the pricing. Is that good or bad? That's for you to decide. But the fact that you have this insight, there's so much stuff that you can do. And this is where the future is, where we are going. We talk a lot about outbound around sort of data and so on, and that's true. But you need to make sure you follow that process all the way through. And if you've got an incredible outbound tech stack, but then the actual conversion and the middle piece is very outdated, then it's not ideal. So look at something like Trumpet. I think what I also really like Trumpet is super cost effective. It's really, really cost effective. If you're if you're one person in sales or in a small sales team, start with the license, start using the pods, and then as you get more comfortable, you can open up to different team members, and you can keep expanding. But it works really well, very, very easy to use. And yeah, if you haven't thought about using a digital sales room, dynamic sales room before, I hope this video might change your mind. Thanks.